I think I just wanted to start this live video because I was kind of reminiscing about okay, so backstory obviously is so the military is cleaning house. San Diego's a military town. We have the largest concentration of military ever. They're cleaning house. There's some fucked up shit going on. People in the military aren't allowed to talk about it. So some vets kind of told me about it, and I couldn't believe some of this shit. So I was thinking, well, I was already told that most of our media outlets here are compromised since this is a military town. They're already ready for this. This is during the election. I know I've told this story before on my website, etc. So I went there 3 times. And by the time I made it past the base on my way to LA, there's this stretch of highway where, like, if you have like a radar detector or whatnot, like, it'll start going bananas or whatever. There's something going on there. Anyways, there's a stretch of highway and there's not really any monitoring. There's usually not that much police. It's between the Pendleton and San Clemente, and it's like kind of like a no man's land. And as I was making my way towards LA, because I was like, people gotta know about this. This is horrible. You know, on the trip there is when I started to have cars swerving at me. And it was like that the rest of the way. And the first time I went there, I was just an absolute mess. Somehow people knew that I knew that I was told some of this stuff. And, like, fuck, they just bombed on me. They're putting shit in my food. I was getting exposed to shit. They wanted, you can't just go and fuck someone up, so they create all these rumors and they, you know, set it up so, you know, like armchair vigilantes, a bunch of hometown heroes would want to get rid of the bad guy, whatever. So I had to, like, so wherever I went at the time, I was just getting pummeled with shit. And so anyway, so I went to the LA Times quite a few times. The first time, the lady let me know when I talked to a reporter. She's like, "What's going on?" Because she seemed like she was already ready for me. And then finally, when she noticed that I was there to tell her something important, but I was being withholding, she's like, "Well, there was some cops that came and talked to me before you got here about me, or about you." So the first time they already understood I was on my way there, which is creepy. So I got some cops going ahead of me to kind of plant the seed. Oh, this guy's crazy. Don't listen to anything he says. The second time I went up there, I went to go see LA Times and CNN. Wasn't so crazy. I was still getting hit by radiation stuff. There were still cars and shit like that parked alongside me. I had people pace me in those, you know, those white, they call them Sprinter trucks, etc. And so it was miserable. I was fucking hot. I was sweating balls the whole time because of, like, the exposure, and I would try to, like, get away. And then I'm pretty sure they had some sort of industrial radiation application already put in my car. There's ones that are tube fed. They have the material inside, like this encase. It's all lead enclosure. And then what they do is they have a long tube that goes one way, and then a tube that goes out the other way inside this enclosure. And they put the thing where they want to point the radiation at. They set that up. And on the other side, some guy takes the long cord from the other side and he pushes the material to the spot, you know, and then it shoots the radiation stuff. I'm fairly certain that one of those got put in my car because the nausea started coming on. It could have been radiated metal for all I know. I mean, could have been radiated metal. But the nausea on top of the the overheating feeling. So this 2.5 hour trip, the second time, I was fucking miserable, dude. Then there's a stoplight that's adjacent to the LA Times building. And I understand they have the one in El Segundo and whatever, but this person I contacted at the Times was at this building. So I went to go meet them, another person, and then while there was some construction going on right across the street, and there was a red light. So let's say the other side of the street is the LA Times building. I'm gonna go right in front of the facade because they were like downtown, and then I guess there's parking behind it. So I'm sitting at the light in front of the building. I mean, I get off the freeway, I zip over there, I'm like, oh my god, I'm almost there, almost home free. I can tell them about this. These people won't get hurt down here, whatever. And right when I get to this light, I stop, and immediately, dude, I felt like I was on fire. I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was the longest light ever. And I couldn't see where it was coming from. I mean, I saw some work trucks, you know. And, I mean, it didn't seem like it might have been them. But there was, on my left side, construction going on. And there was these box containers. Not the thick construction stuff, but the ones with, like, the thin skin on them. The one that truckers use. And, I'm pretty, from what it felt like, that shit was coming from that direction, but I still felt like my entire body was on fire, so it must have been kind of up higher or something. And think about how long a red light is. Sometimes it can be a couple minutes. The entire time, I just felt like I was on fire. And the first time I went to LA Times, bro, I was stinky, I was smelling, I was sleeping in my fucking car because like these motherfuckers were chasing me all around town. They're trying to keep me from talking about this shit, I was told. Excuse me. And the second time I was like, okay, I'm meeting this new person. Don't want to mess up my first impression. I was cleaned up and what have you. It wasn't like I had a span of time where I was like not absolutely running around my head cut off. So I thought ahead. I put on a nice shirt, what have you. And what they were trying to do was to like get me to freak out. So when I meet this new person, I'm all like, freaking out, all panicked. And the whole time, bro, I was like Buddha fucking master. I realized after they hit me with it, I realized what the fuck was going on. I was like, these motherfuckers are not going to ruin this for me. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna talk to this person. They're not gonna be scared of me. They're not gonna think I was something weird or whatever. I'm gonna go in there, everything's gonna be cool. And the whole time, I had to research what it was, but I was like, bro, I felt like my entire body, my entire skin, everything was on fucking fire. And I had to find out later these things are called active denial systems, and they're compacting now. They're compact now. They're small. You can fit them in like the back of a, you know what I'm saying, of an SUV in that long seat, you know? Not that you, but I'm just saying they're smaller now. And it's not the big radar dish that the news shows you. They're small. They're compact. And it felt like my entire fucking body was on fire for like 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm trying not to lose my shit because I'm already still getting stressed out. That trip there, people are still fucking with me. I had people driving alongside me. They look like they paid some thugs because the government doesn't, you know, they can't officially fucking fuck you, but they can pay other people to fuck you. So it looks like, oh, I didn't do anything. So I had like these thugs and goons go alongside me, fucking yelling, talking shit at me. And I'm just like trying to keep my head straight because I'm already freaked the fuck out because I'm already in town getting chased everywhere. So then the light turns green, I just fucking haul ass. I felt like I was on fucking fire. I go in, I park behind the building and pay for parking and walk all the way there. That when I'm there, they have this method of abuse called directed conversation. Think of like, you know, when you're in a crowded room, but then all of a sudden somebody says your name, but they're talking to somebody else with your name. Like, let's say your name is Megan or Carol or Casey or Steve or whatever, and then you hear somebody say Steve, and you just look. What that is they get triggers to get you to pay attention, and then they'll deliver a message. So I was having people walk alongside me saying, oh yeah, my friend Steve, yeah, he said you can just get shot, you know, right out of one of these windows. You know, wouldn't it be crazy if someone just like shot you? Well, like people saying crazy things while I'm walking to the building, trying to freak me the fuck out. Then I have some homeless guys who obviously paid to fuck with me. The other half of the way there, fucking screaming at me, telling me fuck you, blah blah blah, like just being crazy. Anything they can do to make me look unstable by the time I get there. And then I go and I try to talk to the lady, and something felt off, and whatever. I gave her some notes. I repeated the same thing. I went to CNN the second time. When I was at CNN, right when I got out of the car, there were some guys in a news van, and I get out of my car and they're underground parking at the building. And they shut the door, and they're walking alongside me, right? They got CNN, like they got like a performance fleece vest. They got the CNN logo on it. Two guys, and then like right before I get to the door, they get in front of me, start doing mime work. No bullshit. They go, oh. They turn around, they look at me, and they go, oh. And they, like glass. I can't move past the glass. They're like, they're miming that they couldn't get past the glass at me. They just started doing that. And then one of them's like, he'll figure it out. So they get into the elevator, they go up, and I'm talking to the security guard, and he's like, you know you're not going up there. So somehow, right, I'm this fucking nobody with these bullshit stories. But somehow I go to the fucking CNN building, they know I'm already on my way. The security guy already knows I'm on my way. There's already some assholes there to figure out how they're gonna fuck with me before I even get there. This is after I visit the LA Times. So then I go back to my car, and then I drive to BuzzFeed. And by then, like, they've really been shooting this shit at me from different places and shit like that, because it's the electromagnetic spectrum. You can't see it. It's like microwaves or your cell phone, you know what I'm saying? Like your cell phone, this thing. You can't see the signal going to it, but it's there. We all know it's there. It's all around me right now. You can't see it. The same thing is with these microwave things and this ionizing radiation, you know, the stuff that you get, like the oncology stuff, the cancer stuff. That stuff doesn't go as far as the microwave stuff, but still. So I'm just getting shot by this shit the whole time, like here and there. Some of it was like set up in like a trash can or like a mailbox. I walk past it, and I want to say the same way that you can like trigger, like, you know, those Taliban do the cell phone bombs. I imagine they probably do the same thing. Like you walk by it and then they hit it and it blasts you with the radiation. That's how they stay away from you. And get back to the car. Then I go to BuzzFeed. I'm just worn out. Like, you understand, being exposed to radiation like drains your energy. Like you just feel like you got hit by a train. Sweating bullets. There's this crew outside of BuzzFeed in LA. They got like a pig on the building. It's crazy. I go and I talk to this lady, and I was like, look, you guys have to give this to the news crew. I have all these notes of the stuff that's going on, and that's all I could do. Like, my phone was hacked. I didn't know how to make anything on my phone at the time. I wasn't avid with that stuff. I had to train myself as this shit went on, and I dropped off all these fucking notes. It detailed everything that was going on with the food here, how the military, law enforcement, and the cartels were all working together to keep this quiet. So like if you would report something to the police or whatever, you wouldn't get anywhere. And then the military was supplying everybody with like gear to do the shit. They were fucking with all our food, so everyone would be sick and want to just leave. Like the police were stonewalling people, and the food makes you fucking sick. And I got fucking vatos breaking into my house trying to scare my wife, telling us we need to fucking move. And since they're all working together, it's the federal government, law enforcement, and the cartel, so you're not going to get anywhere. People are just going to leave, and that's what happened. Or people Airbnb'd their house. And I wrote out all these notes I gave to fucking BuzzFeed News. I told her how important it was. And on my way out, this crew, they all had BuzzFeed shirts on. They said, "So you feel better now?" And I was, "The fuck?" Like I said, I didn't call ahead to these places. So obviously people, the government, I mean, I understand about the whole Project Mockingbird thing. I'm not trying to go off on a tangent, but to explain this stuff, Project Mockingbird is basically in like the 70s, the CIA is like, yeah, you know, we got people in all major news stations because, you know, we want to keep track of shit. And they said that to Congress and what have you, and then that was the end of it. So I imagine they still have people in intel, whatever, get jobs to keep track of, you know, news outlets, etc. I imagine that's who these people possibly could have been. So anyways, I dropped that shit off. The whole way home, it's just bumper to bumper traffic. I'm still getting shot by this stuff. It's not as intense as on the way there, but it's still just fucking unbearable. I'm sweating bullets the whole time. And drive home. I try a third time. I go to the LA Times again because, like, I had this trust since the LA Times, you know, has broken so many stories, what have you, that they would understand, you know, what's going on, and then, you know, they've just been around for a long, long time, you know what I'm saying? So they've made the connections, what have you, to make this story blow up because people need to know what the fuck was going on down here. The third time I went there, I told the lady everything that I wrote down on this piece of paper that I gave to BuzzFeed. And she's like, thanks, what have you. The guards and people were in the building were playing a game with me. They're trying to lure me into this elevator. And like, it was bad because, like, you'd only get in if you were like let me back up. When I got to the third time, the security guard's like, I'm not gonna buzz the person. You can't go up there unless you have a card. You make sure you say that. Unless you have a key card, there's no way you're getting up there. I'm not gonna buzz that lady for you. So they hit me with a wall, even though I was there to meet that lady. Contact her. Hey, on this day, I don't know what time, but today or this date, I'm gonna be there to fucking. Because I was scared. I didn't know, you know, not to let people know when you're coming, kind of thing. Anyways, so they play this game with me, and then the security guard leaves, and then somebody leaves their key card right next to me. And then, like, the elevator kept, like, just this one elevator kept being open the whole time, but then there was these dudes hovering around that elevator. And what I'm thinking is possibly, I don't know, man, maybe I was gonna get my ass kicked in an elevator or something. I just know that it was fishy as fuck. Anyways, finally, he does get the lady. All of a sudden, he turns into a nice person after that didn't work. Tell the lady all the shit that's going on down here in San Diego. The food's being poisoned. The cops and the criminals and the fucking military are working together to fucking clean house. And she's like, okay, thanks. I got her PGP key. She just never hit me back. Never. I've been there 3 times, talked to 3 different people. No one ever hit me back. No one hit me back from BuzzFeed. CNN, bunch of fucking dicks. They were making fun of me when I got to the parking garage. Fuck CNN. But the reason why I was reminiscing is just because I'm not certain the government is allowed to shoot those kinds of things at you, even in a contractor capacity. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not allowed to. That's like crowd control stuff. There has to be some sort of threat. You can't hide some sort of microwave device in a truck, in a fucking work van or whatever, and go around and start fucking shooting people with it. Like, there has to be against some sort of international law, right? Something. It's bogus. It's bananas. So basically, all this shit is just illegal as fuck. What's going on? You guys see me belly aching on here. You know, huffing and puffing about this is going on. I'm had to battle a lot of rumors. I made a list because people in town that the government really wasn't worried about, I guess, so maybe they didn't get fucked with. You know, there's a lot of NPCs, you know, like in Grand Theft Auto. There's just people that just walk down the street, they don't know what's going on, kind of thing. So, to keep me from going around and telling everyone, hey, all this crazy shit's going on with like vets or people the government doesn't want in town anymore. This was happening during the election, so there was a bunch of noise in the media about something else. I imagine they did that because it would be like, it wouldn't hit the news cycle if something impossible in any way did. So they've been spreading all these rumors about me. My ex-girlfriend, Katerina, her mom, etc. I found out later that this girl was paid because they knew they were going to do this kind of shit. And apparently, I guess there's some fucking weird shit going on, bro. Like, I was in a situation I had no idea about, but there were other people who knew both sides of it. The G.I. Joe side and the Cobra side of it. And before that shit popped off, you know, saying they made sure they stuck me with some babysitter. And that was this Katerina chick, her mom, etc. And like, you know, as things were getting more and more stressful, what was going down was her family. I don't know if they are related. I mean, con artists were spreading all these rumors about me. So when I got to the point, if I did ever reach some sort of bird's eye view of what the fuck was going on, my reputation would be ruined. And I'm having to like list these things because there are people like townies and stuff like that who get a story about me and they don't understand that I've been abused for years on end. People will show some video of me fucking acting crazy. It's me reacting to abuse, and then I'll be put into a situation where now I have eyeballs on me and I'm freaking out, or I'm ranting about something, or I'm angry, and then I'll understand that there's priming involved. However it's being done, I'm having police go around telling people that I'm some sort of child rapist, that I have like these computers with all this porn on it. They're telling people that I have like an illegitimate child from like an underage girl, like any horrible fucking thing. Some Karen, some mommy blogger, or what, just some local hometown dickhead can like hold on to. They went through my storage units and shit like that. I mean, they what's it called? They would find things from my teenage years, things that I didn't know. If you don't know me personally, I've lived on my own since I was 15. I lived in the same town my whole life. When I moved to a new place, I put all my shit in a box. I usually throw it in the storage, and then usually the shit that I don't want, I'll leave in the storage, and then the shit I need for my new place, you know, and it starts to pile up as you move around town or whatever. But since I was 15, so I mean, there's like phone bills from like 1995, etc. in these boxes. They would break into my storage units and try to come up with all these backstories. They went after anybody I possibly, you know what I'm saying, like zombie debt, which is like a debt you paid, but then like it comes back and then it's not on the books right, etc. They get a bunch of people to put pressure on you. They spread rumors about you, etc. And that's why you see me posting all these lists of things of what happened. You see me posting fucking polygraph tests because these rumors are being fucking spread about me. Fuck, man. Anyways, I know I said I was going to tell about all 3 times. I'm sorry. The 3rd time I went to the LA Times, like I said, I gave her all the stuff, but I went back to my car. Everything was fine. I mean, I had some vatos. I imagine vato is the word, right, for like a Mexican gangster. I had some vatos like mean mugging me. A couple of them followed me straight from the building almost all the way to my car. Like, they do that. Like, what are you gonna do? Say we're following you? We're not touching you. We're gonna watch you. They watch you close. Like, cartel doesn't give a fuck. And I got into my car and this fucking Volkswagen Jetta, like an older one, rolls up next to me, and then I just get like fucking blasted by radiation, the bad kind, the stuff that you treat cancer with. And when you don't need it, it's fucking horrible. And I started seeing stars and shit. Like, my stomach dropped. I felt like one of the side effects of radiation exposure, radiation poisoning, is you feel like you gotta, you know, take a shit because your body is freaking out. It's trying to use the water in your body to like somehow shield itself from the radiation exposure. It doesn't know, so just everything is just like evacuates, like, and then the motherfucker sped off. and I remember seeing like stars and stuff like that. I found out that's like the shit that's getting shot at you. It's like going into your retinas and like burning out and shit.
I don't remember everything he said, but he said something to the effect he was like,
yeah. So I guess I'm posting this is because, you know, this has been quite the fucking journey. You know, aside from also having, for a while we started having jarheads and stuff like that trying to creep into the crib, which is also against the Constitution. You can't have, military's not allowed to enter your home for whatever operation. They're coming in here, they're telling my mom that like I'm a suspected child rapist or whatever. They fill all your family with these crazy fucking stories. It's like a coastline being wore down. They'll keep saying things, so try somebody else. And so after a while, your parents are just like, oh, he's this horrible person. Yeah, come in, whatever you gotta do. Most people want to help the police or somebody official who tells you shit. So I got fucking those people coming in, and then they started substituting that with like contractors and then criminals and stuff like that. So we have, you know, so I had like cartel people coming in and out of the house to expose me to things because they like to take the evidence with them. So like it'll be on the other side of a wall in my house. Our house is constantly getting broken into. We have an alarm or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can go on YouTube and figure out how to bypass this monkey shit. But I guess the main reason for this video is I've never... Your constitutional rights is a piece of paper to make you feel safe. It's like, I got this insurance policy, I could be an American, do whatever the fuck I want, because you can't do these things. You can't censor me online. You can't censor me in, you know what I'm saying, in real life. You can't have soldiers come into my fucking house. You can't, you know what I'm saying, like, what's the 8th Amendment? Unusual punishment. You can't do that to someone. They have to have due process. You want to accuse somebody, you know what I'm saying, and ruin their life, you know, over some shit. Like, if you don't have proof, you're just saying words, and then so your words don't get you very far, so then you just encourage all these townies and these people, and you tell them that I'm this bad, horrible fucking person. Like, your constitutional rights is a fucking joke. It's a nice piece of paper to hold on to. Does not exist if you are any kind of threat to any branch of the U.S. government. You see me posting stuff just now, yesterday. It's on my wall about like the FBI breaks rules. They just survey people. They don't give a fuck. Like, the federal government is absolutely acting like a bunch of batshit banana monsters, bro. Your rights don't matter. They'll just make up a story. It got to the point where, let me put it this way. So, let me try this before I go into this next part. Is let me describe something. Hay bales, scarecrows, people in costumes, candy, spooky music, pumpkins. What sort of situation are you in right now? You probably say like a Halloween party or it's trick-or-treating, right? I didn't say that to you, but I painted this picture first, right? And then I'm like, so what are you? Oh, you're in a Halloween situation. They'll do the same thing to you. They'll paint, the Fed has this method, it's called conclusive ambushing, where they will surround you with an idea, right? And abuse at the same time. And they'll start to build this picture up as you're getting abused. You're getting exposed to radiation shit. You're, you know what I'm saying, you're getting threatened. You're always in heightened mode, what have you. They'll paint this picture, and then as your abuse is going on, since there's no reason for it, you just like, what did I fucking do to deserve this? Whatever, you don't know what's going on. You must have done something wrong because these motherfuckers are lighting you on fire. And they'll do that and then tell you, okay, they'll paint this picture. This is why we're here after so much abuse. And Now they're saying now just what they did with me was they tricked me. They put me into a catch-22. They played these like games after they described the situation, just like I described the Halloween thing. Like you get a general idea of what I was describing, but I didn't say it to you. They do the same thing, but they'll do it through your phone, harassment through your phone. They'll have fake profiles say things to you. They'll hack your TV. They'll start pumping programming, etc., to build this picture. And they'll build this picture, and then they're like, so this is the problem. This is what you did wrong. Now, just confess. Just confess to it. Just confess, and we'll go away. You know, we already know that you did this thing. This is after the fucking going to CNN, going to the LA Times shit. Like, this is after they're already like abusing the dog shit out of me, because they like to do the spin, just like the news does the spin. Something will happen, and they'll say it was some other crazy thing, or they'll try to spin the story out of control. They'll try to put spin on you and make you think you weren't, that wasn't an abuse thing, or you didn't get told anything special. We were just, I don't know, shooting that shit at you outside the fucking LA Times for no fucking reason. We weren't worried that you were gonna say anything. So they start to try to spin the story, and over time, they'll move the narrative. And then, so I kept getting the abuse, and then the narrative moved to that I had a bunch of porn somewhere of children, that they had this stockpile of it, and they know it was me. Just fucking admit to it. We'll leave you alone. Just admit to it. These are the fucking mind games that fucking play with you, using these methods to describe shit. And I couldn't say that I fucking did that, but they kept saying, well, how could you imagine how you did it? Blah 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 blah. They want to get you to try to incriminate yourself for things you didn't do, even if you know you didn't do anything. Though the abuse. What it is the abuse. Violence simplifies things. It gets to ones and zeros. You're just like, I don't want to hurt. What do I need to do in exchange for no more hurty? You know what I'm saying? Your brain gets into a very basic mode, and if you're not subject to this shit being shot at you, being beamed at you, so you're trying to keep your composure. At this point, I knew they were circulating videos of me online, so I'm trying to keep my composure. At the same time, I want this abuse to stop, and these fuckers tricked me into saying shit that fucking fucked me up. And I don't fucking know how I could have done it. This is, I mean, I guess if you guys are abusing me because of this is the only thing, the only possible fucking way. So I described this. That girl who was hired, like I told you, to be my fake girlfriend, had already set up some shit, like cameras or something, and was then just using this like conversation that people don't know I've been fucking abused. They got the dog shit abused out of me. They painted this picture, like I told you, with the Halloween thing. They'll paint this picture like you keep getting abused, you want it to stop, but as you're going along, they paint this picture for you. This is what's going on. They'll give you a little piece here, a little piece there, but you're just so run down, like literally, bro. You're getting exposed to just the nastiest parts of the electromagnetic spectrum. So anyway, so these fuckers tricked me into putting my own foot in my mouth, as they just, like I said, they're communicating over my phone. When your phone gets hijacked, bro, like everything, your drop downs, etc., can all be ways of communicating. It'll come at perfect times if they want to tell you to get away from somewhere, because when you're going through this abuse, you're looking for answers. It's like the same reason why people invented, you know, stories about Zeus with lightning bolts. If you can't explain crazy shit going on around you, you'll make up a story. And anyways, so these guys tricked me. They don't use this to, you know what I'm saying, try to make me go to jail or anything, because I didn't do anything wrong. But these things don't exist. They want to make you, they think they have all these things that exist. They don't. It's a trick. A great example is on that Rogan show with, he just had those guys from the Innocence Project, on how interrogators will just lie. They just say they have these things. So they want to get, you know what I'm saying, they want to get you to fucking fuck yourself so much. But what most police interrogators don't have that I did was my food constantly being drugged, people around me gaslighting, mentally abusing me, radiation exposure, that microwave explosion shit. So it's like there's that added element of stuff you can't see, just like the phone shit that's going, like the signal going to my phone right now. You can't see them, but I can be exposed to this horrible shit right now. You would not see it, but my body, I'm just like. So anyway, so they fucking tricked me, and then the same girl just spreads all these and uses her mom, and I guess they're kind of interwoven with the criminal element here in town, and they just start spreading this fucking rumor about me. I had to find out about it years late. Well, I want to say about 18 months later. By then, I've been run ragged. They've been putting radiation shit in my car forever. I'm driving around trying to do Uber at the time because like they blacklist you so you can't get a job. So I come here. They've had a whole bunch of time to, I'm not going to say who, but I have a family member I'm living with, to feed her brain with a bunch of shit. Hey, just let us come in and install this shit. We're going to expose him to whatever. He's a big bag scary monster. And then once I figure out all these rumors are going on around about me, believe me, it was only until I was in an Uber with some guy and he starts ranting to me about how he doesn't want me in his town, especially since I was sending all those pictures of my dick to a bunch of girls. Like, first off, I was like, what? So apparently, aside from fucking I'm the child rapist and, you know, I have an illegitimate child and all these other rumors, another one was going around that I was sending pictures of my dick to underage girls online. And they were spreading this rumor everywhere. And I had to learn it from some fucking Uber driver I've never seen in my life, but this motherfucker knew who I was and he wanted to let me know what he fucking thinks about me. So I'm freaking the fuck out. I was like, are you fucking serious? So all this shit was to set me up to make me look like a piece of shit. People don't see the abuse. They don't understand what the fuck's going on. I go in to get a fucking polygraph test. I just go. All the way in San Diego. Take the fucking test. It was embarrassing. I had to cut myself open to this dude. He was like, so what are you here for this time? I was like, bro, so I got these people. They're trying to fucking, they're con artists. They're setting me up. This is illegal shit. I had to go through this whole abuse thing. Had to cut myself up into this dude. I was like, bro, they think all this crazy shit about me and I just need to come here and I just need to fucking tell you the truth. We'll put it down on fucking paper. Maybe my life will go back to normal. Because you understand, man, when your health is always being affected, you're in panic mode. You want it just to fucking stop, man. You will do anything. And I've been at this shit for fucking years. So I go in and talk to this dude. I do the fucking polygraph. You know, I told him I have never had sex with a minor. I never downloaded any child pornography. I've never committed any hate crimes. I've never threatened a president. Like, these are more of the rumors, but I was just like, what can I get off my plate that people have been shoving down my throat? So I get the polygraph. You know, I pass the polygraph. He gives me the results. I start posting that shit, thinking it's going to make my life easier. And it's just not. There's a thing called confirmation bias, and it's like first impressions kind of thing. People make up their mind ahead of time, and nothing else you're going to say to them, even if you prove to them that the earth is round, but some other asshole told them it was flat first, they're going to hold on to that because they're not going to want to feel like they were tricked, or that they're easily tricked, or that they'll believe bullshit. Another is that no one likes to say that they're wrong about something. I mean, how many people do you know just won't admit something stupid? You know what I'm saying? Did you drink the last soda? No. Yeah, you did. Like, no, I didn't. Blah, 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 right? Stupid stuff. And so this confirmation bias is just so instilled because these rumors were passed around about me for so long. But here's the thing, is everyone's so confident about these things, but I've been calling up to the police departments. I've been calling up Oceanside Police Department, Carlsbad, Sheriff's Department, because there's a lot of people, there's cops involved. And what's really happening is the cops are involved in this makeover of the area, sponsored by the base. We have multiple bases here. We got 3 in San Diego. And we got a lot of military industrial complex people. But and the cops just are a tool to spread rumors because they need to zero out my credibility. But over this time, I've reverse engineered a lot of these abuse tactics. I don't know if you guys see me posting videos of my COINTELPRO 2.0 website of how this stuff is done, because it seems like fucking magic, bro. You will get fucked and you have no idea. But once you learn that it's a system, like it's a recipe, so they can train any moron to do this stuff, but you have to have the training. You know what I'm saying? You have to be disciplined in the training. You don't have to be smart, but you have to be disciplined. They can teach you the methods. They can blah, 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 blah. I've been reverse engineering this fucking UFO. And that's what I'm fighting now. So you see me posting these stuff, you know what I'm saying? I've had local people engage in a lot of this abuse. People have their reasons for doing it, and so since these people I have to find out these reasons through the grapevine why they started helping. You know, a cop told them something and they're like, bullshit, but then, like, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden someone's like, well, did you know Steve doesn't you know, thinks this about you or whatever. And so they'll create like a strife, and then that person will start helping, then that family member will start helping. Anywhere they can create a wedge. So I'm gonna have to do this very juvenile thing right now, post these rumors on the internet, because I'm getting people stalk my page, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, if people are stalking me because they think I'm this, you know what I'm saying, like I'm fucking eating babies in my mom's basement, like I'm just gonna post this stuff, I'm gonna post the proof, I'm gonna post this, you know, I'm gonna address these people, since I've literally gone to so many people in town who I found out were engaging in the abuse. You know, a former cop who I rented a fucking room from, and his son, like, you know, former friends, former business partners. I took it to them, and instead of me trying to squash it like an adult, they spun a bunch of bullshit. At this point, it's just like people are excited because they had this piñata. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm this fucking piñata now. They don't understand I'm trying to expose abuse, and I'm just being fucking buried. But they make it fun, they make your ridicule fun, they tell people a story, they make them feel like, oh, well, you're a hero because he's the bad guy. This is our little secret. It's none of those things. I'm exposing abuse and illegal shit, and the government is shitting down my neck. If they don't get you to do it on an emotional basis, to engage this, they'll do it on an incentive wise. They'll, you know what I'm saying, oh, well, if you help us with this, you know, you can get paid or what have you. They'll get it. And that's what I'm going through right now. And literally the amount of abuse that's happened to me, there's just nothing to forgive the level of fucked up shit that's happened to me. But all I'm doing is trying to expose abuse. And at this point, it's been a while since the election, right? 4 years. I've still been trying to get this story out. They keep you spinning all sorts of different ways. And now what's going on is, so you have local people who help my abuse. These people who, it was their job to do this to me, have developed a relationship with these people. So now what's going on is they're trying to organize owning my narrative and saying, oh, well, I was also a fucking a subject to this. Me too. And literally, since I went around town, most of these people who are now trying to own this narrative, I guess some of them are trying to go to the news or what have you, is they're going to twist it enough to make it seem like, okay, this is kind of going on, but it was actually this. And then this person is a hero, and let's prop this person up, then people think they're going to be getting famous. Who cares about all that? These are the things that's going on. Now they're trying to steal my narrative because they want to block people from understanding what really went down. And it was the government using the cover of the election to abuse people from a military community. They were trying to flush people out that they didn't want anymore, that the new administration, not the president, the new administration, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that work in the government other than the fucking president. He just expects people to do their fucking jobs. So these people have permission. They're the new, you know what I'm saying? They're coming in with the new president. So this is their thing. You know what I'm saying? Think of it like the new manager comes in and tries to, like, this is my office now. We're gonna fucking rearrange shit the way I want. And this person's gonna go, like, that's basically what's fucking happening. But it's very violent. It's illegal as fuck. Like,
They're stomping all over the constitutional rights. It's like they're fucking burning a flag every fucking day. And to cover their ass, they're using the cartel, right? They're supposed to be our enemy, right? The cartels, those are the criminals. But since they also have a culture of not snitching, they don't need security clearance, but they have a culture of not snitching. They're using criminals to enforce things now so they keep their hands clean. But they're still directing. They're still, this is what the plan is, but the foot soldiers are the criminals. And that's what this whole thing was, man. And they tried to turn it into a fun thing. They tried to spin a bunch of bullshit. They tried to get people from my past to turn on me and what have you. I don't really care if you're watching, you have turned on me, but this is what the fuck I've been going through. All these crazy things that they're fucking saying about me, they can't produce a shred of evidence. Like if someone said that they caught Bigfoot, but you're just gonna have to believe them because right after they caught Bigfoot, they ate him. You're just gonna have to believe me that I did. That's literally how these rumors are existing about me. Hey, this horrible thing happened. You're just gonna have to believe us. We have no fucking evidence. We have proof that we abused the dog shit out of this dude. Look, he's being crazy right there on video or what have you. We have proof of that. You know what I'm saying? And then look, here's this girl who was paid to be his babysitter girlfriend. Look, she's crying about something. Like, see, we all think he's a bad person. You're gonna have to believe us on this. We have no proof. There's a fucking laundry list. There is a laundry list of these things that I'm having to fight as a distraction so I don't achieve my intended goal of reaching exposure. So to keep me busy, they fill everyone else's head with shit and they just lash out in town at me on behalf of the assholes starting the fires. And you know what? I fucking humbly, you know, these rumors that I'm fighting, even though it's not part of what's going on, is it's creating this alternative, simultaneous narrative where I'm have to battle. You know, people just keep saying something over and over and over again, but there's no proof. Well, I heard from somebody, or this cop told. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, there are some very fucking corrupt law enforcement helping this shit move along. So I think you should ask these cops to see proof. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, you know, you guys should want proof. I mean, there is a long laundry list of shit being said about me. I think people deserve to see some proof. So here's my deal. I guess I'm gonna wrap it up this way. I already said my piece about what the fuck's going on with me. Also, that if you keep up with my website, you'll notice that the JFK shit, that JFK video I put up, that was also kind of part of this abuse. Apparently, that's why these vets and people were keeping track of me, is because around 2007, I came across this information on the internet, and I tried to go see it again, and it was gone. And what they were worried about is, while they were doing this house cleaning thing, there was also this dude trying to whistleblow on the internet that I came across, and it kind of blended in with this story. So it was just kind of like, we were coming in here, whoa, what's going on with this guy? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of turned into that, but that's why I had these vets. They were former military, I guess, while I was, that were keeping an eye on me after I saw that information I didn't even know about. That's why they were floating around me, was after that, they were kind of keeping their eyeballs on me. But then this shit happened, which had nothing to do with that. So they already had contact with me. They told me about this crazy shit that's going down right now. And it's taking me a while, man, to get this stuff out. Anyways, I'm off on a tangent. You really should see that fucking video. This 100%, some dude made this thing. I guess he was trying to put his message out there, and at the time I would just do a lot of research on shit. And I came across this, and really should see that. This isn't like some official video from my news channel. This is me addressing my friends who watch me on here. But I wanted to wrap this up with, I guess, if some locals are watching my channels, is that channel or my page, you know, that believe these fucking rumors, these crazy things. I didn't I keep saying crazy because like you hear some insane thing about you, you go fucking what, you know? But they're crazy. It sounds insane to like hear these rumors about you. If you guys, my locals, you know, I'm done with the news thing, but you know, as I'm having to deal with this side mission, if any one of these locals who believes this stuff, or even these corrupt fucking cops engaging this shit, if any one of you can produce one shred of evidence, not some crackhead paid to be my fucking ex-girlfriend or babysitter or whatever the fuck she was, not some fucking pile of people who get their fucking stuff. I mean, evidence, like physical fucking proof of these things. I will happily leave this community tomorrow. So that's my challenge to you. If you believe these things, then that I'm having to deal with as a side distraction from me actually exposing real abuse, but I really need this monkey off my back. You know, if you guys believe this stuff so much, please produce physical evidence of any of these things. I have an illegitimate child, you know, some underage girl, an illegitimate child, whatever the fuck that. Find that kid, bro. Let's do a DNA test. Find this big box of porn somewhere, or whatever the fuck. Okay? Find this hate crime that I did. Okay? Any one of these other crazy things. Some ex says that same girl says I owe her money. That girl gave me some money because she was done with her job. She was done like helping people smear me. She fucking handed me some money. She knew I was lit, and she was like, just don't pay me back. Like, these are things that I have to go around town trying to discuss to people, but no one wants to hear. They want to. They already been told, and you can't tell them any differently. But I mean, I don't know, dog. How many people just read the fucking headline and then open the story, and they're like, oh, that was clickbait. If I read the whole story, you know, I would get the whole information. Now I'm an idiot spreading bullshit.